Hey there, and welcome to the next video. This is Bob, and it's great to have you here. So let's jump into it. In this video, this is video 4 of this series, you've crushed the interview, and they want you. And then comes the question. Yes, the big question. So, what are your salary expectations? Says the hiring manager.
Welcome to the Bob Nevin Careers channel. We're happy to have you here. Get ready to learn something new. Let's do this.
Most candidates panic at this one. That's why I'm taking so long to say this, because I want you to think about that question.
Salary negotiation isn't about asking for a favor. It's about owning the room, because you know exactly what your experience is worth to their bottom line.
I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because, well, we're going to tackle something that gives pretty much everyone instant anxiety. We're taking, literally, the single most terrifying part of the job hunt and completely reframing it. By the time we wrap up here, you're going to see exactly how to transform a moment of sheer panic into a simple, logical business transaction using one very specific strategy. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scene, right? You've just absolutely crushed the interview. The hiring managers are nodding along, they want you, they're completely hooked. And then, right when your guard is down and you think you've crossed the finish line, boom, the trap is sprung. They hit you upside the head with it. So, what are your salary expectations? For most of us, this causes instant panic. Your brain just freezes and suddenly you're not thinking strategically anymore. You see, candidates almost always treat this moment like some sort of test of their self-worth. They get super emotional, they're terrified of losing the offer, so they desperately scramble to find the lowest number that feels, safe. But in reality, it's just a straightforward business transaction. That's all it is. It simply reflects your actual market value. Negotiation isn't a fight, it's not an argument. And listen, if you just guess here, trying to find that safe emotional number, it doesn't just cost you thousands of dollars in your base pay today, it literally alters your entire career trajectory for years to come.
Section 1. David's near disaster. To really understand the stakes of treating this emotionally, consider David. He was a star production manager, absolute top-tier talent, who almost let the immense pressure of simply getting the job completely ruin his life. $15,000. I want that number to just sink in for a second. That is exactly how far under market value David was dead set on accepting for his very first offer. Why? Simply to feel the immediate security of having a job. He was feeling the immense pressure of the situation, and his desire to just lock in that security completely overrode his logic and his understanding of his own actual worth. Well, that's when his recruiters stepped in as mentors. They delivered a very direct piece of advice. Bring your wife into the loop. They absolutely insisted he stopped shouldering this huge burden all by himself. And honestly, it was a move that effectively saved his marriage. When his wife actually joined the call, she didn't care about his job title or his professional ego. Not at all. She cared about the reality of running their household.
It really all came down to structural damage. On that call, David's wife looked at that lowball offer and immediately pointed out that the benefits package didn't even come close to covering their family's needs. Plus, the travel requirements attached to that specific role would have completely wrecked their home schedule. David had been so incredibly focused on getting the title and securing the job that he entirely missed the massive structural damage this lowball offer was going to do to his actual life.
Section 2. The niche advantage.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why you have to partner with someone deeply specialized in your specific world. You simply cannot rely on a generalist recruiter who fills retail jobs on Tuesday and engineering jobs on Wednesday. As a perfect case study, look at CH Nevin and Associates over in the corrugated and packaging industry. They've been building their roots since 1996. For their candidates, having a recruiter who actually knows what a flexo folder gluer is, or who already has thousands of contacts at places like PCA, International Paper, and WestRock, it's a total game changer. Whatever your industry is, that deep, hyper-specific knowledge is for sure your strongest weapon.
Section 3. The objective buffer.
So how does this specialization actually protect you? Well, think about it. When you apply for a job, you're emotionally compromised, right? You want the job. But a niche recruiter acts as an objective buffer.
Because they aren't emotionally compromised, they can look a hiring manager straight in the eye and consult them on the exact market data required for specific plant environments. They can advocate for your true value without ever making you look greedy and absolutely without any of that desperation that usually creeps into a candidate's voice.
There's a hard truth in the corporate world we have to acknowledge. Reputation is everything. And there's a massive difference between what a company initially says they can pay, their lowball budget, and what they actually have in the budget to ensure they don't just hire a placeholder who's going to leave in 12 months. The objective buffer bridges this exact gap. They align everyone's interests so the company secures the absolute best talent, and you, the candidate, don't walk into a new role feeling like you've already been cheated out of the gate.
Section 4. Selling your actual value.
Now, this requires a major mindset shift on your part. You have to stop looking at negotiation as asking for more and start selling your actual value. You've got to align your pay with the guaranteed future results you're bringing to their plant. Let me ask you a very direct question. If you have a proven track record showing you can save a plant 10% in waste, why on earth are you shy about asking for a salary that reflects that exact quantifiable value?
So the crucial point is, you're not asking for a favor here. You're selling them a future of lower overhead and higher output. You're offering a solution that's going to make their plant significantly more profitable. And the hard truth? If they literally cannot pay for that level of expertise, then they simply aren't ready for your level of talent, period.
Section 5. The walkaway number.
Okay, let's slow things down for a second, because this is the absolutely critical preparation that must happen before you ever step foot into a negotiation room. First, you must discuss this at home with your spouse or partner. Second, you have to define that walkaway number together, exactly like David and his wife did. Third, and only then, do you enter the negotiation prepared. Listen to me on this. If you haven't sat down at the kitchen table to figure this out before the interview process goes too far, you aren't negotiating. You're just guessing. And guessing is exactly what gets you stuck in a low-pay loop for years.
So you've utilized your objective buffer, you know your worth, and you've successfully survived the negotiation. The offer letter is signed. But are you actually ready for the 90-day kill zone? See, most people think the hard part is over the second the ink dries, and they couldn't be more wrong. In our next explainer, we're going to dive into how you make yourself so incredibly indispensable in your first 3 months on the job that you will literally never have to worry about the job market again. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.
So, before you ever enter a negotiation, you need that walkaway number, okay? You and your family need to sit down and talk about it and agree way beforehand. If you have not discussed that with your spouse, shame on you. You aren't prepared to negotiate. That needs to happen. Work with a recruiter that can help you go from your current situation into a much better one. So in the next video, we're going to move past the offer stage. We're going to talk about the 90-day kill zone. You've landed the job, and now, how do you make yourself indispensable in the first 3 months so you never have to worry about going back into the market again? If you are enjoying this series, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with everybody you know. We are deep in the black box now. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to smash that like button, subscribe and turn notifications on and share with everyone you know. Also leave a comment down below. Say hi or ask a question. Again, thanks for watching and see you in our next video. Cheers.